The Year to There podcast, it's time to start the show. Be sure to hold on tight, here we go. Exploring all the different Disney destinations. Year to There, it's time to start the fun.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Year to There podcast, Walt Disney World Word of the Week. I am your host, Phil Gramlich, and each and every week I will be bringing you a different Walt Disney World word and then give you background information, history, tips, tricks, all kinds of stuff about that word. So as I always do on these podcasts, we're going to get right down to it and get started. This week's Walt Disney World Word of the Week is brought to you by the letter P. P for pirates. Yes, I will be talking all about the classic Disney attraction, Pirates of the Caribbean. And yes, Billy Ocean and I have something in common. We both say Caribbean and not Caribbean. Insert Billy Ocean song here.
Caribbean queen, now we're sharing the same dream, and our hearts they're beating one.
Now, Pirates actually has its roots way back in the 50s in Disneyland. Ever since Walt Disney had the idea for Disneyland, he wanted some type of Pirates attraction to be built in the park. Now, originally, the idea was they were going to have a pirate wax museum built, and you would walk through the attraction and check out all of the pirate figures and ships and scenes and all kinds of stuff. Well, with the success of the 1964-65 New York World's Fair, and with how well the ride system worked on It's a Small World there, it was decided that Pirates would become a ride-through attraction, or boat-through, or float-through attraction, however you want to say it. There would be a boat. So Pirates of the Caribbean in Disneyland opened on March 18th, 1967, only 3 months after the death of Walt Disney himself. Now, did you know that Pirates was the last attraction that Walt Disney personally had a hand in and helped design? Now, the Disneyland version of Pirates is very similar to what it looked like on its first day of operation in 1967, complete with the Blue Bayou restaurant that the attraction is built into. As a matter of fact, if you haven't been on the Disneyland version of Pirates, your attraction vehicle actually goes around the perimeter of the seating area of the restaurant before going through the pirate scenes. So it's a very cool, very different type of beginning to Pirates out in Disneyland. Of course, Pirates became an instant hit out in Disneyland, and it's been very, very popular ever since that first day in operation. And that is exactly why it might surprise you to hear that when Walt Disney World opened in 1971 with the Magic Kingdom, there was no Pirates of the Caribbean. As a matter of fact, as the guests were kind of walking through the park, one of the most asked questions was, hey, where is the Pirates ride? Pirates of the Caribbean at that point had become world famous. Guests to the new Walt Disney World had seen it on the Disneyland TV shows and advertisements and really, really wondered where it was in a park. And the truth is, Imagineering had no plans to put in a Pirates of the Caribbean attraction at that time. See, their thought process was Central Florida is already really, really close to the real Caribbean. So would Floridians and East Coasters really want that in the new park? What was actually due to be built where Pirates stands now was a huge Western-themed area called Thunder Mesa. Now, Thunder Mesa was a really, really ambitious project, right? Imagineers had planned for wagon and donkey rides, for a mine train attraction, and for the Western River Expedition, which was going to be a tremendously big ride. It was going to be housed in the largest show building that Imagineering had ever built. So what happened to Thunder Mesa? Well, all those people, all those guests who were asking, where is Pirates, actually were the reason why Thunder Mesa was never built. Instead, on December 15th, 1973, Pirates of the Caribbean was opened in Adventureland at the Magic Kingdom. Of course, over the years, there have been some changes in the Pirates attraction. For example, up until 1997, those pirates that are being chased forever around in a circle by those women in the one scene of the attraction, those pirates used to actually chase the women. But that was deemed to be a little non-PC in this day and age, so that was changed to the women chasing off the pirates in that scene. There's also a pirate that is nicknamed the Pooped Pirate. He's the guy that's sitting on the ground with a magnifying glass and a treasure map looking for a treasure and complaining that he's never going to find it. Before the refurbishment, this pirate was holding a woman's, I think I read that it was a petticoat. So let's go with petticoat. So he was holding a woman's petticoat and he was spouting all kinds of non-PC against women, piratey type statements that have since been altered. So now he's holding the magnifying glass and a treasure map, just looking for that treasure that he's actually never going to find. And of course, after the huge success of the Pirates of the Caribbean films, Johnny Depp's animatronics, Captain Barbossa's animatronics, that very cool waterfall scene where the projection is shown at the start of the attraction was added, and even some mermaids were added to this attraction as well. One thing I absolutely love about this attraction is the voiceovers and the sound and the people who went into it to make Pirates what it is today. Some of the voices you can hear on the Pirates are Paul Frees. So Paul Frees is actually also the voice of the ghost host over at the Haunted Mansion. You have Thurl Ravenscroft, who is a Disney legend, and also they're the voice of Tony the Tiger, and is the voice of one of the singing busts over at the Haunted Mansion as well. Johnny Depp and Jeffrey Rush, of course, are in the attraction now, and they lend their voices to it as well. And Xavier Atencio, better known as X Atencio, does a voice in there as well. And probably my favorite story of the building and the design of Pirates of the Caribbean is what X Atencio brought to the table. He was an artist. He had worked in the art department and as an Imagineer for Walt Disney Imagineering for years, or as it was then known, WED, which stood for Walter Elias Disney. He had first worked on the storyboard for Pirates of the Caribbean, and then he worked on the full-sized mock-up of Pirates of the Caribbean, where they had it all set up on a soundstage, and they actually put Walt in a little cart and pulled him through the Pirates mock-up on the soundstage to kind of give him an idea of what the attraction will be like. So after all that, he said to Walt Disney, you know, well, I think we really need a song. We need some kind of song going through this attraction that'll, you know, set the mood and put people into the life of these pirates. So Walt asked him what he had in mind, and X kind of had a one lyric that he had been thinking of, and he kind of sang it quietly to Walt. And Walt listened and he said, it's good. I like it. Get George Bruns to make the music to it and go write me a song. So X Atencio went from being an artist to a storyboard artist to a full mock-up designer to a songwriter in his Disney career, thanks to Walt Disney. And I'm going to close this episode out with this little story. Disney legend, animator, and Imagineer Mark Davis was the Imagineer who was most responsible for many, many of the Pirates of the Caribbean characters and sight gags. And inside this attraction, there is a tribute to Mark Davis that is actually located in the last scene in the treasure room on the coat of arms. The coat of arms is actually the coat of arms for the Davis family. And over the coat of arms, it reads Marco Daviso, which of course is Disney legend and Imagineer Mark Davis. And that will do it for this week's Walt Disney World Word of the Week. As always, thank you so much for listening. And if you did enjoy this episode, please share it with someone. Either go on your favorite social media platform and share it on there, or of course you could just tell somebody about it. I'm sure you have a friend who's kind of into pirates. Look, it's not a big deal. I'm really into pirates. I think they're cool. Wait, remember that guy on Dodgeball? I think his name was Steve, Pirate Steve, and he dressed like a pirate and he acted like a pirate all the time. I mean, if you have a friend like that, I think this would be the perfect episode for that person. But if you don't, if you just have a regular friend who kind of likes pirates, tell them about this episode. I'd really appreciate that. Just remember, there will be a new episode of the Ear to There podcast, Walt Disney World Word of the Week, each and every Wednesday morning, and a new episode of the Ear to There podcast each and every Monday morning. So until next time, thank you again so much for listening. Have a great week. Gramlich out. No, not really. That's terrible. Bye-bye.